Good morning, St. Mary's. I'm Cor.
And I'm Kames.
And happy last day of T1 classes, guys. We are coming to you live from the newly remodeled and expanded St. Mary's Shea Center Kitchen. Kames, what are we starting off with today?
Well, first off, to start our show, let's head behind us to our temporary Studio B with our first of two guests. Cam, who do you have with you today?
Tony. And he is the operations manager of CB2 Builders. I have a few questions for him. What steps did you and your team take to prepare yourself for this job?
Well, first, of course, is a complete understanding of the project and what the project entails. Secondly, once we've done that, is the buyout process. And so that's really looking at the specific scope of work, which subs are best suited for that as we go through the bid process. Once we've done that, then we develop a work plan based on the scope of work, site logistics, and lastly would be a project-specific safety plan.
Cool. And what was the biggest challenge you and your team faced in this remodeling job?
The fact that it's an older building with a lot of unforeseen conditions, and some of the issues that we ran into that were unforeseen.
You were also the contractor for Brennan Hall remodel a number of years ago. Was this job easier or harder than that?
Different. Brennan was more logistically challenging because of the vast amount of scope and the fact that we kept that building in operation during the school times. So we had specific periods that we were allowed to work, and we phased that, so we did it 3 successive summers. Each one had a tight timeline. This project was more challenging from a technical standpoint. You had more parts and pieces, a more sophisticated MEP equipment, mechanical and electrical equipment, same with plumbing. So that made it more challenging technically.
And with food services suspended during the pandemic, how did this affect your timeline and getting the job done?
It worked out tremendously. Unfortunately, the reason why we're in this situation is, it's a sad one, but it really allowed for the completion of this project. Given all the issues we ran into, that would have been problematic if we had held up opening of the cafeteria if the school was open.
Yes, and would you say you're satisfied with your job?
Oh, absolutely. The more challenging a project is, the more satisfying it is if you achieve the goal.
Yes. Well, thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Cameron. And guys, Power School and Unified Classroom closes up for the fall term in just 6 hours. It's now or never, Panthers. Make sure you check out your grades and assignments one last time so you can sit back and enjoy the break.
And students and faculty members are reminded that as you start your holiday shopping, please remember those less fortunate than yourselves by contributing to our gift card drive for the Catholic Charities of the East Bay. The link is on the school's website, and the need is greater than ever due to COVID-19. The portal will be closed on December 4th, so we encourage you and your friends and families to donate as well. Here's Gwen with more information. Oh,
Actually, guys, we do not have a video, but also happening with the start of T2 is a brand new daily schedule. In case you missed Dr. Imperial's email from a couple of weeks ago, here it is. Classes will now be 40 minutes long, but we also have a built-in lunch break. And on Fridays, we will be having C block at 11:45 a.m.
And now let's head back to our temporary Studio B with Kira and yet another special guest. Who do you have with you today, Kira?
Good morning. Today I am with the architect that was in charge of this remodeling job. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Adam Carr, and I was the senior architect in charge of this project. And I work for RPR Architects, and we're located in Oakland.
Nice to meet you, Adam. So
Thank you.
First question, what steps do you and your team usually take when tackling a remodeling job like this?
So a job like this, it really begins with getting to know and understand what the end users, in this case is Brother Edmund, and then Brother Larry, and Mark Headley, who's the facilities manager here, really getting to understand with a lot of clarity what their end goals are, and also understanding what the building has to offer us. It's a remodel project, so we had to have a very clear and strong understanding of the existing conditions of the building so that we can fold in a design that's responsive to their needs and also the limitations of the building that we were working within.
That's really nice. And then from an architectural standpoint, what were you trying to achieve with the design of the kitchen and bathrooms?
So it's a twofold process. Essentially, the way we approached it was we wanted to have a clear functional component that had to be achieved with the project. The kitchen needed to be a vast improvement upon what was existing. What was existing wasn't a very functional kitchen. It worked, but no one was happy and satisfied with it. And the second component is to make it beautiful and also integrate it with the existing conditions of the building that we were working within. In this case, the Shea Center. It's a very interesting building. It was built in 1976, and it has its own language and feel to it. And we had to respond to the context of the existing building. And our end goal essentially was functional and beautiful, but nothing that deviated too much from what was there before. We wanted it to appear as if it had always been here.
Is there any part of the kitchen that particularly stands out to you?
To us, to me in particular, the folding window, the fold-up windows at the receiving line, where students will come in and order their food and pick up. It was really important for us to maintain a strong visual connection from the cafeteria in through the kitchen. And there's a functional component to that, but there's also the component of we want people to see in here and understand what their cook staff are doing and see the process, and also have an opportunity to get borrowed natural light from the new windows we have to the exterior that serve the countertop at the exterior snack counter. So for me, those fold-up windows they're beautiful, number one, and they're extremely functional. They move up right out of the way, and they don't present any hazards or limitations in terms of the flow of traffic around the cafeteria. So I think that's my favorite part of the project, is that connection.
Yeah, they look really nice.
Thank you very much.
From a student's perspective, how will this newly remodeled kitchen affect what they eat and how they are served in the future?
Well, that's an enormous component, and based on what I saw, and I did a lot of observation of the existing conditions prior to remodel, I think it's really going to allow the student body to have an expanded menu, and hopefully a more healthy menu. And in the future, I just see a lot of opportunity for introduction of different styles and types of foods, and some more experimentation. It'll allow the cooking staff here to really take some creative freedom because they have the space to do it now. So
that sounds really exciting. And finally, are you satisfied with your work?
Yes, I am, and it's always rewarding to start a process, and this process effectively started over 2 years ago. And so architecture is always it's kind of a long haul. There's no instant gratification that comes with it. So yeah, it's always extremely satisfying to come to an end point where we have a client who is satisfied and happy with our results. And it really comes down to the team. Fantastic client, fantastic general contractor. We had on an architectural end, we had a great engineering team, and you take all those moving components, and in this project, everything dovetailed in a way that gave us what we have now. So yeah,
nice.
Very satisfied.
I'm glad. Thank you so much today, Adam.
Thank you.
Mr. Carr, and guys, getting straight to the birthdays today. We don't have any birthdays today, but we do have a number of birthdays for this weekend and next weekend during Thanksgiving break.
This weekend, we have Dominic Acosta, Christian Alcantar, Mariah Colbert, Leah Leona Davis, Jergis Voss, Ryan Wong, and Ms. Balling.
And next weekend during Thanksgiving break, Tamia Kreisbaum, Nathaniel Harui, Madison Jan, Karnveer and Kiranpreet Panu, Brandon Soria, Matthew Tayag, Declan Zuber, and Miss Fisher. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Panther.
Happy birthday to you. Wow. Very nice. Well, before we leave, just a reminder that this is the season to give thanks.
While things aren't going as we hoped and planned, let's take a moment to give thanks for small or large things that keep us going. I personally am thankful for my dogs who I get to see every day.
And I'm thankful for my self-safety. I don't know.
It's a good one.
Yes.
I'm thankful for all the support that I get from my friends and family.
And I'm thankful for my siblings and my parents who make quarantine a lot more fun.
Have a great Thanksgiving break, St. Mary's, and we will see you back here on Monday, November 30th.